So the exhibition doesn't only celebrate that ingenuity and innovation from early industrialisation, it also looks and considers recent history. And I have worked over the past decade with former industry artisans who were employed in the ceramic industry. And my practice is a kind of mix of ethnography, archaeology, through an artistic lens really. But I've had the pleasure of working with these various people over numerous years and tried to kind of map this knowledge, their kind of skill bases. And because industry's changed over the last 30 years, some skills are no longer viable for contemporary production. And one of these skills, which sits largely in the heritage sector now, is flower making. And it's a wonderful method of mass production which is completely done by the hand. So these nuances of touch, which then come together to create a flower within a matter of seconds, I've been fascinated by observing and then looking at how to, I suppose, reimagine these skills, but trying to draw people's attention to this knowledge base disappearing quickly within the region. And this was a piece which was developed in 2016, starting off at the Ashmolean Museum, which then went to South Korea. And I had the opportunity to take 2 North Staffordshire ex-industry employees over to South Korea to explore ideas about cultural hierarchy in relation to craft skills. So Rita Floyd, who I've worked with as a collaborator over many years, I got Rita to make how she'd always known to make a daisy, a flower. But then people can see her working within the space. Then this kind of passive spectatorship is almost disrupted by her discarding everything she makes. So it's just a simple metaphor, I suppose, for this kind of loss of human skill and knowledge from production. So as the work has travelled, these byproducts from her labour have grown, and it's great to have Rita back into the space now, also carrying on this piece of work. It's an ongoing piece of work, really. But it does invite conversation. It does then ask people the questions about, well, yeah, these skills are maybe no longer relevant for today in terms of contemporary production. But what do we do with them? Do they just sit within the heritage context as being nostalgic, things what people did? Or are they something which we can reimagine and revitalise for the future? And it's really an area of research I'm very interested in pursuing, really, is taking what is largely regarded as, I suppose, redundant traditional knowledge, but applying new thinking towards it. We also have an engraver within the exhibition, an ex-Spode engraver, Paul Holdway, who's a master of his craft. And I've always revered these people as living national treasures, really. East Asia has this culture of celebrating that tradition and that knowledge which is passed down from generation to generation. And I think because we've been an industrial city, and a lot of what is considered what these people do is just work, it's nothing really beyond that. I think we've been massively under-celebrating this knowledge base which still exists within the city. And technologies have revolutionised production today, but I think it's really important that we don't forget our history and we build on a history. And this maybe doesn't have an economic value, but for me it has a very definite cultural value. And it is the identity of Stoke-on-Trent, really, this knowledge base which has evolved and grown within the city. So whenever I have an opportunity to have an exhibition or I get funding for various projects, I invite these industry artisans in to work with me on numerous projects to collaborate. So it gives people that immediate contact. They can meet these people and they hear it from the horse's mouth, really, about what they did and why it's important and why they think it's of value today, really. So they can connect, rather than just being a static display of objects, they can connect with these people and listen to their stories.